All right, guys, tonight's Collins Segment's being sponsored by Taylor's Archery. Y'all can find them at 100 East Lauderdale Street in Tullahoma, Tennessee, or give owner Tracy Taylor a call at 931-563-7706 and let them take care of all your archery needs. Guys, you just got a couple of weeks left, and it's going to be time to get up there in that tree stand. So be sure to get down there and talk to Tracy and make sure everything's ready to go. All right, welcome back. Now, if y'all want to call in now, we're going to go ahead and open the phone lines. So y'all can call us at 615-737-7767 if you have any questions or comments tonight. While we're waiting on a couple of calls to come in, guys, let's talk first, of course, a little bit about the national championship. So, again, this is national stage. I mean, y'all have... First of all, was this the first national championship that y'all fished in, or have y'all qualified before?
It was the second.
Second, okay. Is there any, I know the anxiety level and the nerves and all that have got to be just that much higher, you know, as you're going into the nationals. You've got 300 plus teams you're going to fish against. So, and I'll hit you one at a time on this. So let's start with you, Gage. What's prepared-wise? What are you doing leading up to the national championship? I mean, what did you do to prepare, whether it be mentally, with your gear? I mean, what is it you're doing you're fixing to go fish against 300 teams?
For me personally, I just worked the whole time, and I just got in the mentality that, you know, like, this is on our home lake. If we're gonna win it, I mean, it's my senior year. It needs to be now. We need to do it for our home crowd. And mainly just got everything, I mean, went through every single thing thinking, am I gonna need this? Is there gonna be a situation I'm gonna be put in where I gotta use this? I mean, just every single thing. We loaded the boat down. I mean, we tried to keep it like you know, where we could get a little bit more speed, but still loaded the boat down. And then after day one, like, this is our pattern, this is what we're running with, all right, let's kind of, we can take some stuff out now.
You could relax a little bit then. You kind of knew that what you were going to do at that point in time. You know, you kind of got settled in. What about you, Banks? You had anything to that?
Yeah, it put a lot of pressure on us going, like, on our home lake and everything, all of our supporters and everything, like, counting on us to do good. And after the first day, it really hurt us coming in with just 8 pounds. But I mean, I knew it was chicken ball. We could come in at 30 pounds the next day.
Yeah.
But going into the tournament, really, I mean, I wasn't on the lake for 30 days. I was afraid I was going to overthink it being my home lake. Like, yeah, I may have caught one there 5 years ago, but they may not be there now. So I went into it with an open mind, just broke down the lake like I've never been there. Yeah, I know there's fish there, but I just fished the places where I've caught them before like I've never fished there before, and it really helped us.
Yeah. We've got a couple of calls here. Let's go ahead and take some of these. Who's on one? Steve. I got it pulled now. Steve, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. Y'all?
Doing fantastic. We appreciate you calling. How can we help you tonight?
Yes. Yeah, what did the real deal kitesurfers say about them crappie? They said they're catching them about the second cut through at Priest.
They are, and up around the, I believe it's the YMCA camp there. But virtually what I've heard from him and others this week is just finding brush or structure near the right depth, which right now seems to be about 15 feet or so. But they are moving back. I know on Old Hickory Lake, where we've been a little bit lately, they're starting to stack up a little bit more towards the mouths of your creeks. They've not gotten all the way back in there yet, but they're getting closer. So if you can find some of that, some of that brush, 12 to 15 foot of water near the mouth of a creek right now is where I would start.
All right, now pulling cranks, is anybody still having luck with that?
Now, I know that as a matter of fact, speaking of Daniel, I know just a couple of weeks ago he was still having luck with it. But when I talked to him today, and of course he called tonight quickly, but he did not mention pulling cranks at all. I don't know if that's because it slowed down for him or if he's just had so much luck going back to the spoons here lately that he's doing that. But as far as the crappie go, they were pulling cranks a couple of weeks ago and having good success with that. But it was in the same depth area and in the same 12 to 15 foot. So
15,
yeah. So I would imagine you could do well either way. But just me personally, I would try to sit over top of and drop a jig or a minnow down into it.
Yeah, all right, Brandon. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for calling. Have a great night.
You too.
All right. What do we have on T? My ears are cutting out. I'm sorry, guys. Mason, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing good.
We appreciate you calling. How can we help you tonight?
Well, this is a question for the boys. I'm making a trip down to Chickamauga soon, and I was wondering where they'll be hitting that.
Okay. So, either one of you want to kind of, where should it be? Middle of the lake, end of the lake, top, bottom?
You can catch fish still out deep, shallow, in the backs of creeks. There's a lot of fish moving into the backs of creeks, start feeding on bait. Up shallow, there's still a lot of fish out deep. You can really do whatever you feel more comfortable with.
You can catch a big one punching too if you can get on them. It's just finding the right grass mat that they're in.
That grass was really good to me one morning down there in July. So a lot of them are in the grass now. I'd imagine right now they're probably getting back on that grass a little bit more and getting in a little bit shallower water again. So you think he ought to be top water to start off?
That's what I was gonna say. Kind of like Daniel was saying, just go find schooling fish right now too. Throwing a spook. That's a good fall time.
Spook's what I caught every fish on that day in July. So.
Now, where might I find these schooling fish?
Let's see here. Where can you find some schooling fish right now? You've been on the lake.
It's so hard to stay consistent. There's really no way to know. You just got to go out there and find them. One day they might be there. One day they might not.
They move around. They move around quite a bit, and we're actually in the next few minutes we're going to talk a little bit about that because Banks, you were talking about some schools moving around on you, and we're going to get into that here in just a minute. But you know, in my opinion, get out there and try to get on that grass right now. If you get in that grass on Chickamauga right now, especially first thing in the morning, you're going to catch bass.
Well, I appreciate it there, Brandon.
Absolutely. Have a great night.
Have a good one.
All right. Thank you guys for those calls. Now, I just hit on it just a little bit, so let's go ahead and talk about this for just a second. Banks, you mentioned the place where y'all basically won this tournament. You fished it 4 days that week. 3 of those days it didn't pay off, really, did it?
No, it was just one of those deals where you go with your gut. I knew they were there. I mean, I've caught them there for years and years. I knew they were there. They had to be. It's just such a timing deal. Like when we hit it all throughout the day. And the first day we hit it a lot, and then the second day, I'm not sure if we hit it the second day. I think we probably went in there at least once.
For a second.
And then that third day, we went in there kind of a little bit earlier, and it was good. Then the second day when we had the 16 pounds with the 2 7-pounders, we didn't catch them there. We had 2 main areas where we were just, I think we could hit them like an hour apart, let them rest for a minute, we could catch fish out of them. But it's just one of those gut feelings. You just go in there and it works out.
Yeah, hey, I'd say it worked out all right, wouldn't you, Mike?
Yeah, I think so. And you had mentioned springs. You were fishing over some springs at some point, which again, that home lake is something that you would know. That is that water clear? Were you seeing that on or how?
Yeah, a lot of my advantage about finding spring stuff. I'm a big duck hunter. A lot of times I'm out there when the water's muddy down, and you be running up the creek or wherever you are, and you can normally see the clear spot in the water where the spring is. And that helps a lot. And another thing is the new CMAC card. It's not really new now, but you can see the contours where the spring is, and it's just little secrets that doesn't get as much pressure as a ledge does. It's something that stays a little bit more quiet than other places do.
Right. Right. And those areas, not only are there usually more bait in those areas, they can get away from the warmer water, warmer water when they need to. Springs are a great place to find them, and I have told you just gave a great tip just now, actually, but the wintertime is probably the best time that you can possibly learn a lake. Regardless what lake it is, yes, it's cold in, yes, it's a little more dangerous, but at the same time, it's not as hard to stay in the channel. I mean, you know where everything is. But if you really want to learn a lake, if you really want to go out to, say, Priest and learn where a lot of these rock piles are, or a lot of these springs are, where a lot of these ledges are, go out there in the winter. Go out with your buddies on a little duck boat or something in the wintertime, and you'll learn more about the structure in that lake. I know these graphs and maps are fantastic, but it's hard to compete with just looking at it with your bare eyes when it's not underwater. So that's a great time to get out, like you said, and learn a lot about the lake in that sense too. Gage, you fishing now for my home team up there at Tennessee Tech,
Yes,
man.
sir.
So that's fantastic. So you started at Tech this semester.
Yes,
I guess
sir.
your first semester, wildlife major, just like I was. And you're going to have a great time doing that. But what's your thoughts right now on the Tech program? Do you think you're going to like that? Are they doing pretty well? Good, strong team?
Yes, sir. Right now it's kind of hard because we don't have a coach because he passed away last year. So like the university and stuff's being real, I don't know a word you'd use for it, but they're not really allowing us to have a coach. They're thinking that like that, since he passed away, it's kind of like a risk thing, I guess you'd say. So we kind of want to get it back to a team because that would give us more opportunities to travel and stuff and get out of class. Not that you should skip class, especially in college. I'm learning you got to study.
But you
a bunch.
mean to be able to get out and go to tournaments? That's what you mean, yeah.
And stuff, But us being a club right now, it's hard. I mean, some professors are lenient, some aren't. It's just the way the world goes.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's a really good program. We got a really stout freshman core coming up. I'm not going to be fishing probably till the spring season just because my partner, his boat motor blew up, but we're looking forward to the spring season.
You get back around
for
that,
sure.
give you a semester to get used to that college thing, man. It takes a little while to get settled in on that.
Tough.
So, now Banks, you got another year of high school left, and your buddy over here done set you up earlier and told Mike and I that he expected to see you go back to back. National champion. That's strong words, man. But no, seriously, are you going to be fishing with a different partner this year? You going to fish solo, or what's your plans on that?
Yeah, you actually can't fish solo. You got to at least sign up with somebody. Me and my buddy BJ, he's from North Carolina. He's the North Carolina team that fishes for the Tennessee Bass Nation Trail.
Yeah.
Me and him teamed up, and we're going to fish this year. We're going to fish the opens. We're gonna fish as many tournaments as we can since my last year. He still has another year left too. So
that's great. Well, guys, let's get ready to go over and do this week's tip of the week. This week's tip of the week is being brought to you by our friend Wes Stone over at Crowley Real Estate Services. Y'all can find him at 1432 West Main Street in Lebanon, Tennessee, or give him a call there at his office, 615-444-8200, and let Wes take care of all your real estate needs. All right, guys, we've been getting several tips tonight, but Banks, you've got one more for us real quick. Tip of the week.
For anybody that's going to be getting out there hunting, fishing, no matter when it is, you need a license. And get a way to get your license, TWA on the go, so you're not on the internet trying to look for it, seeing if you're getting the right thing or not. You can get TWA on the go, the app. You can sign in once, and then once you sign back in, it just takes seconds, and you can buy it. And
It's got everything.
Auto-renew, everything you need right there.
That's right. That's a great tip, guys. Get over there and get that app downloaded. We're going to take another quick break, and we'll be right back here in just a minute with some more Southern Woods and Waters.